I want to pass along a story that my therapist shared with me that I think perfectly demonstrates the misunderstanding that a lot of people have from the outside of an abusive relationship. And if you're unaware, October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, so I think it's a perfect time to talk about this because even licensed professionals can give bad advice when it comes to victims of abusive relationships. So, my therapist said that she went to a conference, and within that conference, she went to a presentation that had a mix of male and female therapists in attendance. And the presenter asked everybody to raise their hands. And then she said, "Now, if you believe abuse stops when a victim leaves, keep your hands up." And all of the female therapists put their hands down, but all but two of the male therapists kept their hands up, meaning that the female therapists all knew that abuse does not end just because you leave. But almost all of the male therapists believe that once you leave, everything's done. And she said that at the time she was completely shocked by this because, again, these were licensed professionals who went through the same training that she did, who sometimes had more experience and more time in the field than she did. And she just thought about all of the clients that they had to have seen who have probably been in abusive relationships and they gave bad advice to. Because the fact is that abuse does not end just because you leave the abusive relationship. In fact, it can actually get worse. The most dangerous time for an abuse victim is when they leave their abuser. An abuser can kind of go nuts once they feel like they're losing control of their victim, and it can even lead to homicide. Of course, I don't believe that this means that an abuse victim should just never leave. They should just deal with their situation so that it doesn't get worse. I strongly advocate for victims to leave an abusive relationship, but it has to be done in a carefully planned way, and they need to have a support system around them to help keep them safe and help them navigate the difficult times that kind of arise once they have left. So again, just giving the blanket advice of leave if it's that bad is not only ill-advised, but it's kind of victim blaming. If you're not going to personally provide the support and services a victim needs to leave, then you need to stop telling them to just leave.